Okay, so I want to do a serious video though about the scripts that I wrote. So I'll put a link to the guy that wrote them, so you can badger him. I don't know any code. Somebody said, read the comments here. This guy Ratman says if you put sleep 300 in brackets between the comments. So in the last video I did about this limit entry system, set it and forget it trading. And I'll be placing some orders tonight in here. So I'm up $80 unrealized profit. I banked 33 bucks. I'm going to put the link to FX Blue, and I'm going to track this. I'm going to only trade the scripts that say 0 pips 1K. So here's a 1K. And if I put it above, it's a sell limit. If I put it below, it's a buy limit. But as far as the comment about... so the comments are like this. How do you keep track of all the scripts? There looks like there are hundreds of them. Yes, there may even be 1,000, depending the broker that lets you do this. So earlier I thought maybe they blocked me, but on my tablet I came home and the IP address should be the same unless the router kind of fakes it for the wireless. But I'm able to go into that broker. I think maybe they just turned me off or something. I don't know. Plus they updated the version of MT4 now, so we're sitting at they just released update in MT4, so a lot of the MT4 platforms had to restart themselves. It's the first time MT4 has done like a forced automatic update. Normally you'd have to, I mean, you could have an old version out there and run it. So that's kind of weird. But so I don't really have to keep track of these orders because I've accepted the risk up front because I kind of know what each drop costs me per hour. And that's what I wanted to get into, was like, okay, this Canadian dollar is tanking. And these are all the sell limits I placed up here that never filled. And it all took was me to just drag and drop an array up there. So why would I put in, so the rat man says, just put in less trades. No need to have 1 pip apart. It depends how big you want to trade. So if I want to get a 10K, and I think you could place a 10K. Most brokers will take a 10K. If not, just get another broker. There's so many. You know, if you're in Europe, you can make so much money trading because you can go to places that have just gobs of servers. You know, this is not. We're not running. You know, solid state drives and stuff out there, right? It's not like it was. I think they can handle it. I mean, I'm running it on here, and I ran it with real money. The only thing is that, yeah, with a real account, they said, well, you're putting fake orders in. Because what I was doing was double-clicking an array. I wasn't really, let's just say I was literally blanketing the market with orders without regard to any vacuums or support, top become bottom, any pivots. Like if I put them half a pip apart in a pivot zone, I know there's going to be a fight there. So I know that I can make 10 to 18, 20 pips on some crazy shit when the market gets down there. So if the market ever comes back to where everybody knows it's a pivot because it's already a pre-established high here, that's 40 pips deep. So if I start buying 20 pips deep into this thing, and I just come here to my library of fucknuttery, and here, yeah, this is actually, now the logarithmic ones I like better because it's more of a martingale. So if I put it in like this, it's compressed. Here it is 1 pip apart. This is an 8-hour script. So tonight I'm going to throw these in. This looks like a no-brainer. And as soon as I put them in between and interweave them, now I'm going to have them, you know, maybe 1.9 pips apart. Just weird shit. So why would you put them in even less than that? Because you want that if you know where the market's going, which all these guys are like, the market's not random. Well, right, I get it, right? The market's probably gonna, if you have one top, you're probably gonna get a double top, unless that's it, which means you missed the entry on the top. What's the chance they retest it? But if they retest it, maybe it's going to go higher and take out the top. So who doesn't have that problem? Now this trader Dante was trading during the elections, and he did a video about it. He had a pending up there to sell, and he took it out because the market was moving so fast towards that order. Now, I don't know if you've ever had that feeling. You're about to get filled on something you thought would take 8 hours to fill. Not only do you expect the price like the Ryan Brown guy, not only does he expect that to go to another, I expected this to happen. Well, that's not what happened. So if you build it, not knowing what's going to happen, that's the power, is you don't know what's going to happen. That's the bonus. That's the best part about it. So you're... Now here's the 15-minute order. So here I'm going to run a 15-minute scalp. I'm looking for the market to drop that far in 15 minutes. I'm looking at 13 pips stop to make 36 on a 3K. So if I go like here's a 6K. Right? News is coming out. I put it right here. Now can you imagine the market coming down there? It's just about imagination. Can you imagine the market coming down here? And I don't think... Oh, so, yeah, so if you have a problem with that, just instead of putting the sleep thing and just go like this and just have so many different flavors of this one array. A 10 pip range. How long does it last? That's going to change everything. Where's the stop? Where's the take profit? That'll change everything. I'm risking $4. Let's just say 5. Every time I drop this, I'm risking $5 on a pullback. I'll catch a falling knife on the 15-minute tonight on the US CAD, right? You really think they can make it down here in 15 minutes? Well, I'll tell you what, if they do, I want that trade. I want that trade like I want this trade. Like, who can't see this trade coming? Do you really need to be some guru to see, okay, this is the market could drop 20 pips. It could also drop 40. Could the market drop 40 pips? It actually dropped almost 60 pips. Okay, so here's your top become a bottom. You know, I guess the wick became the bottom. But it's a zigzag. We know this is also low volatility, so we expect drama out of low volatility. Kind of chunks now, but my favorite trade is just buying this anywhere here. So you have to have a cushion entry. I'm not going to say put my buy limit down here at this internal pivot and say, oh yeah, well they didn't fill me, son of a bitch. I guess I'll wait for the next setup. Now if you're buying here and you go, okay, I'm in really big, I can only afford like a 10 pip stop. Okay, they just took you out. Maybe I should have bought one there with a 40 pip stop, one here with a 20, one here with a 30. This would depend on how you see the market. Like so this guy, Telly Savalas. How you see the market. Okay, well, how do you see it? Do you see that I'm going to buy a little bit here, I'm going to buy a ton here, I'm going to fucking load the wagon here like a whore, and it's all predefined. I don't even have to be there. I could go on vacation and I could go I go out and drive, drive around the car, come back, and I'm like, yeah, I put an order here at this pivot, top becomes a bottom. Then I put a bunch of orders here in case it pulls back, and then I put some order here right on that didn't get filled. And you've got all this other stuff too. What else could you say about that entry setup? But the setup's already there. When the market was here, this setup still existed. This is the setup. The market comes to the setup. The market doesn't set up. It sets up to this top. it's going to come back and get the top become a bottom people on the 4-hour CAD. The problem is that this movement here is 20 pips. This is 40 pips, 20 pips, and then a pile of pips. And the problem is that people get in here and they might put a stop here, and then they're like, fuck. Then they get in here, and then they're like, they get to here, and they're like, I'll get the fuck out. I'm so happy to make this much, right? So what's the cure? How do you cure that? I say the way to cure it is have a trade plan that can buy here, here, here. And if you can afford it, you're loading up, and here you're martingaling in. You're in for, oh my God. Now, when it gets to here, which doesn't even make it back to the floor, you've got to have interwoven in there. In this pocket, in this 20 pip pocket, you need to have scalps in here that get out automatically. You don't have to worry about these scripts. They take care of themselves. Once I drop them, I could give a fuck. I'm at $88 in one day, trading 1Ks with $5,000. So we'll see how it goes. It's the order placement. And here I got to rewrite these scripts so they last longer than a week. I mean, they last a week or a day, because then I can lay the whole thing out and walk away. And of course, this presupposes you can put that many fucking orders in advance. So it's nothing. Trading is such a bitch because there's so many times you have to rinse and repeat. The market's going to chop around 80% of the time, which means 80% of the time you got to be dinking with these orders. I don't even know if I'm short on this thing. Here, I'm going to take all profits on this one symbol. I don't have anything on my favorites either. So now, to get organized, if I was going to swing trade this thing, I come up here and look at this shit. Now this is a 5K logarithmically through 40 pip range. That should last all week, depending where I put it. And I could put it here, real close. I'm risking $40 to make $30, so it's bad ratios. Probably won't get stopped out with an 80 pip stop on that. So in the landscape, what's the next trade? Well, I don't want to overload this broker. We already got sell limits up here. I put up here. I don't think I'm short on anything in that currency pair. Okay, I'm making money Australian dollar. I'm about to cash out with the predetermined exits. Now I could also close all open and pendings. So this is open positions, no CAD. One New Zealand up 64 cents, taking up the rear there. So my pending list is not that bad. Especially the 15-minute ones. They'll be gone pretty soon. Now, this one's about to get filled here. It's a buy limit, 15-minute, even though it says a day there, I don't think that's right. So the comments, you can have somebody keep track of the comments. I think there's commissions on this broker. I'm not sure. I think it's no commissions. 0 commissions because, oh no, there's commissions. But their spread gets pretty ugly, just like any of these other ECN. When the brokers roll over, you can't be scalping. The spread's going to go to 10 and shit at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'll leave the comments on, even though they're wrong. You can make a comment that's about 8 more characters than that. So my biggest winning trade here, I could pluck this off. I mean, I could just cash out everything. But then, of course, you're kind of messing up the trade plan, so to speak. So here, I want to buy this plunge back into this. If they can take it down to here in 8 hours. So I'm trying to give this thing a do or die situation. Now here's the, I think I did it earlier, the ones I dropped before I went to sleep. The bad ratios. Now look at this big greedy ticket. 18 to make 56, $8 to make $21, 4K in a 6 pip range. Now I don't think that's really going to happen, but just in case, we'll put it down here. See what that looks like? I know it seems like one ticket, but the idea is that you take this one and then you put one like this, and you have all these killer ratios clustered in here, like this pocket, because I don't think it's going to fill. So it's more like this, you know. Market's dropping, you're bullish, buy on pullbacks here. Okay, I go to sleep. Lay them all in, go to sleep. I think I might have just reached my limits. Let me pluck off the most recent ones there. It's trying to explain it. So people are like, why'd you blow up that account? Because I'm trying to explain it. I got to go through. I got to drop all these tickets. Okay, let me just pluck these guys off. Oh, shit. Yes, I accept. It's funny. You can drop scripts and run an EA, but then the moment you go to delete something and they're like, oh, you're a one-click trader, look out. It's hysterical. Okay, these are just too aggressive. I think that the dollar's going to get hammered here. Do you see crude oil fell through the floor? How about that crude oil, man? I think this is the time to buy. Wow, crude oil, man. Just getting annihilated. Okay, let me clean this thing up. And plus, this is the exposure. It's a bottomless pit of expression in here as far as whether you put a 1K in there or you put a 100K in there staggered out. Okay, so I took those guys off the bottom here. I think it's fun, man. I really think trading is fun. It's just a hoot. Especially now where you have these. Here's a 3-hour script. This is very conservative. For 3 hours, I'm going to buy all the way down there. And then the same script right there, 3 hours. Look at that. Now that's high frequency. That's a high frequency trade. Look at this thing plunged last night. Now I could have put, just like I said it would, we came down here and I filled something. I got filled on something. I made some money on that. I didn't catch exactly what happened there, but I had a good feeling we was going to retest the lows there. I mean, it was pretty obvious, right? Come here, dead cat bounce, sellers come in. Any seller that could come in came in. And once again, the dumbass retail breakout traders made money on that thing. Of course, they had a cover, and they did in the robots. They stopped them out with a grand total profit of that much. In other words, if they they would have made this much, right? They'd been stopped out here on the new highs. If a breakout trader, pure mechanical breakout rules. Here's where the breakout bots cleaned up, right? And if they ran a trailing stop, okay, then here comes the limit buyers. They start buying this whole thing. And they're going to buy really heavy. Well, I mean, I'm going to buy real heavy down here. So all next week, this week, next week, all next year, this is going to be a good buying opportunity. There'll be all sorts of thrills and spills in there. And now it looks like we're going up. For the moment, look at the daily. Look at this fucking train wreck. How do you trend trade that? You got to explain that to me. For all the trend traders. Can't you see it's a matter of the trend line? Son, I tell you, the trend line. Look at that trend line. Can't break that trend line, son. Trend lines don't work, I tell you. Well, they don't work if you write them on. Maybe they don't work if you do them like this. like most people do. Because if the closing price is the trend, that's how moving averages are built. Wouldn't you think that the trend should be the closing prices? See, people would draw trend lines like that. I had a book by Trader Vic where he had this rule for drawing a trend line, and I thought, I don't know about that. See, look at this trend line. The market just keeps closing into that just perfectly. It's amazing. Because this first price pulse is so severe. It's the first time you can draw a trend line on the clock. The problem with the wick trend line is it looks like this. This one gets you in earlier. Comes back. First place you can draw a trend line. Then here you buy. They stop out the next day. You're in before this stop hunt. You're in here. Now you just flatlined here. We're sitting here at this. Now we could still tumble down more into the void. And tonight, all right, so we would sell. We have to put the scalps in first because we want to make some money on that first pounce into the area. We can snag a few swings in there, but how much do you distribute into swinging and how much do you do into the... See, here I'd buy at the market, but I'd rather come in like this. Let's get in really close to the market with limits. So if we're only allowed to run limits, the game is, can you just run limits without ever having to pull the trigger at the market? Yeah, for 2 hours, I'm going to put some, here's a greedy, a risk 20 to make 60 in 2 hours, and I'm going to get in 10 pips deep on a 6K. Perfect. Here, maybe this would be a 3 hour. Here's the 3 hour version. We'll put that deeper. And then I'll put the 4 hour version. Here's a measly 3K. I'll put this very close to the market where it's trading right now. Let me go to the 1 hour chart. So I can see the void on the 1 hour chart. So every time I've been placing these orders on the 4 hour, it looks like a void, but on the 1 hour you can see the real void. Because the top inside the bottom comes all the way back to here. So I'm willing to buy. Since I'm bullish on this, I think this is going to go up. Keep going up. And this is just a pullback. Right? Doesn't have to be. This could be the... we definitely have set cash out here or put sell limits in here. So the end of the year is coming. I can make a stampede for up here. It's been doing pretty good actually, this thing. It's crawling out of this. So here's the New Zealand dollar. The weekly structure of it. If this is the double top that people sold into, they're going to have to buy back their... so the scalpers had their fun here. I'd be selling anything above that thing. And they made their money. So the rule is you'd sell new highs. And so where's new highs at? Well, it's here, but these don't really matter anymore because it's the newest to the new high. And it came slamming all the way down here and trounced. And, it trounced this little mini vac here. Never took out this low, but they just came back. So the sellers come in. People that can afford it. Swing traders. Maybe they've got a stop up here. Smash back. cash out of something. Actually, they probably cash out of a lot of it right here at the breakout point. So this is their, scoop zone. And they pay for, maybe they let the rest go. So they make this much. Then the other people that are coming in on the other side of this, I guess, the buyers are, every 20 pips they're getting in. And they've got to stop here, and they're like, oh my God, beautiful. And they probably cashing out of something right about here, because this is a double top. It could be a triple top, but is it really? Look at this bottom become a top on the weekly. And then again. Aren't you confounded? Isn't it amazing how simple the market is? Isn't it sad how stupid and simple it is? I think it's sad. The nice thing about the line chart, it gives you this pullback. Nice and clean. That's Elliott wave. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5. And then they come back to here. And then if you have sell limits here, you already know your exit is here, right? Obviously, right? This is how it is. They might stop you out. You may never see this price. But what we know about the market is it doesn't move in a straight line. This bottom is supposed to become a top. It crashes through it. This bottom was going to become a top. It crashed through it. Bottom was supposed to become a top. So the trend's definitely, and it's like, what if your criteria is small daily bars? I mean, here you're getting this is a trend continuation trade just by default. I wouldn't range trade the daily chart though. I want to be in before they break out. I want to get in before this breaks out. What else we got? British pound's going up, but for 12 hours, I'll sell it up here. Now this 16 pip stop to make 44 is pretty greedy, but yeah, do I have now? One time I sat down and wrote all these things, and of course, if I just lay them in like that, it's as if I wrote a whole nother script. That's a good and plenty. I give the market 12 hours to come up here and do some kind of antics. And I'm just throwing them in like a slob, I guess. I could be a little more precise. Make sure I don't duplicate the ticket. There you go. I should make the entries in green. So another thing is getting these colors so that you can just see the... I'll put the entries in white. I won't have no exits. I just want to see the entries. Okay. This is where I'm getting in, and I trust that I did a good job with the stops. I don't want to duplicate my entry. Here's a 2-hour order. So if you can picture the market getting up there in 2 hours, hitting that without going beyond that, then it comes back down. I don't think it's going to make it down to this thing. So most of what you're going to see is going to be a scalp. That's a high probability trade in a way. This is a tight stop and a tight exit. So you're going to find out whether you're right or wrong. The swing trade is going to naturally take for fucking ever. So if I'm going to sell up here, not only is it going to take a long time to get there, it's going to take a long time to come home. So if it goes up here, hits this thing and goes bing bang, and your exit's here and your stop's here, God in heaven, there's got to be a better trade, right, for the moment. So I'd say most of what I'm going to do is going to be like 1 hour, 7K. right? 1 hour, 7K. I can make money on these trades. Can this go down in an hour like that? I don't think so. But if the news comes out, if there's any news coming out, I'm not paying attention. I'm the guy with the clock on my screen. That's what the young guy said. I was very perceptive of him. I was impressed. So I'm churning and burning this account. It's publishing to the, I'll put it in the link here. So you watched me blow up this account. I think that's what I said last time. But no, I'm trying to be serious here because we've got starving kids out there, and issues out there. There's people that are worse off than you, than ICT. He's a gimp, but there's people worse shape that don't understand the truth. So it would be nice to have some type of PAM account, but I need somebody from over there. I need somebody where they can open up go to SigTrader or something like that. And you need to open up an account where there's no restrictions. So I don't know where that's at anymore. It's getting very few and far between, but you need something like that. Because some people, and it's like, once a day, twice a day, you're going to have to reload the platform. If two people are doing it in different time zones, then somebody's always going to be refreshing the entries. I do think trading at the market's got to be the worst thing in the world. It's kind of one of those necessary evils because if you put your pending too far away, you are going to have to get into something right here and now. But as soon as you buy a 1K at the market, then you kind of you can rest assured that the market will move 5 pips against you almost. So why not just buy another one in the market? Then you come to the conclusion that, it's better just to, if I want to get in the market, I just put an order 2 pips deep and you go, there you go. Once you get away from the trading at the market, unless you're going to sit there and arbitrage with a broker and you're trading so big per trigger pull, that you literally going to get, you got to take profits key right in front of you also. So I don't think you want to get into those for an hour. Even Hilton Forex, who supposedly people say, is it real? Is it not? Okay, he's trading, 50 standard lots with 1 trigger pull over at Pax Forex, which you can still trade at. I think, I don't know if they changed their leverage because a lot of these people are on the islands and stuff. They don't, the Marshall Islands, they don't care. But, you still got to figure he's getting the fuck out. He's down like $800 on the trigger pull. The spreads suck at PAX, so, he's just getting hammered. But if you're swing trading it and you're in 98K or 159K and you're like, Jesus, and you're not looking at the chart like that rough trader guy, Bruno, or what his name was. And your attitude is like, hey, I like this trade. Look at that. I wouldn't have the balls to get in there, but thank God for those pendings. So the pending thing is a real fucking brain teaser because for some people, they're just like, I can't imagine just without an indicator, you're going to put orders down there? I don't know. I'm surprised the ICT guy hasn't taken my scripts and used them, but he trades 5. He just knows too much, I guess. He's just trading 5. I was staring a lot, but I don't want to work that hard. I don't want to have, you'd $500,000 in one trade. I don't know, man. I just don't sleep good at night holding a $500,000 position. But I'd rather just take my money and run, just shoplift in a smaller store than trying to go out try to steal a car. But I guess that's why he's the dom of trading. He's such a, but yeah, it's a psychological thing. I don't know. Maybe he does trade like that with a big cigar and he does a rolling fireplace. But hey, so I'll be putting some of these in tonight. I can't show you all my secrets, but no, you got to think in terms of what do you think the market could do in the next 4 hours. And of course, a lot of my stuff will be buying here. I do think that they're going to drop this yen through the floor, so I did want to buy this. Now look at it. Look at the breakout traders making money. Look at that. You gotta love it. So 12 hours, 8 pip stops. 12 hours. 12 hours, 13 pip stops down here. Now, I can see this trade. In fact, I'm going to buy on the way there. So I don't know if we're going to be able to take out that low. But I think I'm going to wrap all these tickets around it. And then I'm just going to crush my fingers. Now I'm going to get some bad ratios here so I can be guaranteed. So this is the other thing. The Mad Forex guy had a hard time with this concept of bad ratios. I know I got them in here too. Well, this isn't that bad. This is 50-50. Here's a bad ratio. I'm going to risk 50 pips to make 25 pips, and I'm going to put it right down here. Because I know if we make it down here, we're going to retrace. So I'm going to actually lay those in. Then I'm going to put some break-evens in. I'm going to actually bet the ranch on this yen, I think. I'm going to go for broke on the yen tonight. And once again, I got to fucking change the colors. I got to make a new template. Because I want to just see my entries only. Volume isn't your entry. And I'm just going to go blankola. Okay, so, yeah, look at this thing. Oh my God, the dollar. Holy shit. It's coming back. They're filling me on the cat here, I think. Step out of the way, son. I'm up $100. That's what I'm talking about. Look at this thing. This thing's come screaming back. Let me catch a flying knife here. With some bad ratios. Right there. Oh, yeah. That's beautiful. I'm trading with stops. $104. Oh, fuck yeah. This euro's going up, and we'll sell that. We'll sell that with some bad fucking ratios up here. I probably have to scalp out of it, though. Break even 50-50. $112. Oh, yeah. So when this thing comes back into this shit. Oh, yeah. That's a trade, man. Come on. How is that not a trade? Look at this 50 pip range at 10K. Wow. That's 10 to make 20. Anyways, we'll see what happens here. So I'm going to publish it to the infamous interwebs. Comes up here at FX Blue. Let me refresh that. Let's see where he's at on this thing. Stage performance only. Yesterday I made $80 on the other account. Well, look at this. I'm making money on limits. So, I can't remember what this is. 501 leverage. My total return is $2. Thank you very much. Let's see. Most of my shit happens on Australian. That's what they must have crushed into my limits. See, I'm only making 60% of my trades as a winner, though. Because you just don't matter, son. Average trade length, 3 hours. Well, that's for right now, I think. Because I just started it. I started this morning. So it's been going a good... We got about 24 hours into this thing, what I discovered. Okay, about 24 hours I've been running. Risk-a-roon, 0%. Thank you very much. It's a screaming. I'm making so much money. I'm getting me a big fireplace. Honey, why don't you check for fireplaces on the internets? My fantabulous wife. I like when people go on about their wife. I guess so they can get laid. My wife, you should see her in the kitchen. God, barefoot and pregnant. She can put out her cookies. Oh my God. Look at that. I'm up 20. I'm up. I got to update my, so it updates every 5 minutes. So it does, it's like a chess game though. It's more like shuffleboard the way I look at it. Oof, look at him. Look at him film me on that puppy. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to put some fucking scalps in there. Oh, I think I overload the wagon. Wait. Oh, there it goes. There she comes. Come on, baby. Yeah, this is Scalp City, man. $130. Oh God, I should take all profits on that right now. Looks like that's the scalp's over, right? Oh yeah, look at that. Look how vicious this thing is. I'm getting ready to scalp out of that. I think that's short-lived. Do you think it's going to tank? Wait. Oh God, I can't poke into that. I think I'm going to hang in there. At least to the bottom of the hour. Yeah, I don't even know how close. This does have my exits on here, though. We should wait for that to come zooming up, right? Wait till the, wait one more minute. Just all sorts of excitement down there. I can't figure it out. Hey, is this what that ICT was talking about? I think he was talking about this part of the chart. Wait till 7:30, right? So here's a 15-minute chart. I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna sit through this till we come back to this bottom here. See how much we scalp out of. Since I'm not trading each currency individually, I don't have the chance to really maximize each currency pair. Because depending how much margin is available, if I'm not in anything but this one, if I cashed out to there and then I came back in with limits once we got up there to buy a retest, to be a different story. Okay, we're scalping out to this thing. That's be my exit right there. Hopefully I'm getting out of something here. So I would take all profits on that instrument right now and come back in with limits. Real shallow now. So I'm going to cash out of that one instrument because I can see it. I'm going to just cash out everything on the platform, unfortunately. So I just come in back like this. But it's all right, we made money. I'm not sure what the hotkey's set to here. I'm not sure how I set that up. This is supposed to be set to oh shit. I meant to look at the hotkey. Okay, can take all profits, unfortunately. So I got everything that was up, but that's all right. Now we can engulf right now. So if I think that's going to happen, what I'll do is I'll come in with these limits like this. Try to catch it as it comes back. New Zealand's going up. So that's a classic. Now if I was swing trading that, I would hold it because that is the bottom. But I am looking for it to pull back now. Pick me up. Pick me up on that train. We could plunge back down. So if I want to get back and replicate what I had, I'll just get in super close right now with big lofty targets. I still have all these pendings out here. I guess it's just as well as we cashed out that. I don't think anything I was up was really up on as big as that anyways. Australian dollar, I know I was in the winning trade there. So what I'll do is I'll reload the limit wagon on the for 4 hours here, 6 hours here, and 8 hours really deep. And then I'll just go back to sleep. This is a scalp. Here's a little bit greedier ticket. That's 15 minutes. We want a big swing trade now. So we'll layer the scalps in with the swings. Here's break even, 40 pips. Same thing here. Looks like we just got filled. So here I'm going to risk 50 to make 90. British pound looks like it's going up. I need that to come back. This is going up here. So we'll just throw a bunch of sell limits up there. All right, there you go. That's it. Now let's go to the FX Blue and just see what the story is here. Got cashed out of something. So we went flat. And we just picked up some more stuff. So my win rate's still only 60%. We've done, how many trades is that? Trades per day. It's a lot of trades. Certainly nothing we want to manually trade. 10 trades per day? Seems like more than that. Anyways, 6 days. You know, it's probably confused because I had the other account coming in to this one. So it's a little confused. Because I'm only able to run one count at a time in here, so it's not quite 6 days. Maybe 6 days is how long this account's been open. That's possible. Because I remember 6 days ago I started a new demo here with 5 grand even. But you can kind of see the scripts here cashing out at the where I chose to get out on the script. There was a stop. There was a take profit. That's pretty accurate. Anyways, let's see what happens.